Hi, I'm Jennifer Anderson, Superstar Director of Radiant Rockstars. It's Tuesday night, Rockstar Rally Night, Rockstar Rally 2.0, my favorite night of the week where I get to spend it with all of you. And tonight I'm sharing how I got 14 recruits in 40 days. I did 14 recruits in 40 days. And I feel like at this point in my Scentsy journey, my recruiting game, if I, if I'm going to be completely honest, like there are times when I look at my recruiting game and I'm like, man, I feel like I'm dried up. I feel like I've lost it. I don't have what it takes anymore, blah, blah. But then I do like what I've recently done and I'm like, you know what? I'm on it more than ever. I am better than ever. I have learned as I go. And honestly, the reality is I'm going to share with you tonight, but the longer you do this, if you do the right things, you have more opportunities to recruit the longer you stick it out. And I do the right things in my business. I do income producing things. I do the things that produce recruits. I do a lot of relationship building. And so I'm going to share all of those things with you. But what I want to go through is I'm going to go through literally consultants 1 through 14 that joined me and tell you, hey, this is consultant number 1. Here's what happened. So number 1, customer. They were a customer for 3 years. And I just straight up asked them to join. That's it. I just straight up asked them. They've been a customer of mine for 3 years. Number 2, customer, 3 years. That customer spent like $400 with me probably 2 times a year. I asked her to join. She said yes. Number 3, customer, 10 years. Customer for 10 years. I asked her to join many, 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 many times throughout the 10 years. And she said, no, 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 not right now. Maybe later, different time. Not right now. No, thank you. And then I didn't even ask her and she just joined. She just joined on my website. And I sent her a message and I'm like, what? Wait a minute. What's happening? You just joined Scentsy? I'm so excited. Finally, welcome to the club. Yay. And by the way, she's like being extremely successful. You know what she said? She said, I should have joined all those years ago when you asked me. But I asked her many, many, many times. And she said no, but over the 10 years, she finally just joined on her own volition. Number 4, it was a previous downline referral. Okay, she just joined on her own. She was a referral from this previous downline. They're friends. My previous downline was like, hey, you want to do Scentsy? Here's who you should sign up with. So she just joined my website. Number 5, new contact that I met at an event. Right in my event, in my booth, we connected for the first time. She'd never bought Scentsy from me, but she was familiar with Scentsy. Met her right in my booth. I asked her to join. We talked about it. I noticed that she was interested and like peppy and liked Scentsy, so I asked her to join, and so she did. Number 6, customer for 1 year. I sent out, if you watched my video about the Jot form that I created about the customer catalog request, on that Jot form where I had people say, hey, if you want to get a catalog, fill out this Jot form for me. It had their name and address and all these things. But on that Jot form, it said, have you ever thought about being a consultant? And no was one of the options. But I put lots of different options and I put things like, yes, but I don't have the time. Yes, but I'm not a salesperson. Yes, but I'm scared. Yes, but it never seems to be the right time for me, right? Like I put all these different options. And this person has been a customer of mine for a year. And we've never talked about joining. Shame on me. That's my fault. But we've never talked about joining or becoming a consultant. And she clicked that in my Jot form. And so what did I do? I did the follow-up and I asked her to join and she did. Okay. Number 7, customer of mine for many years, like 5 or more years. Same thing. Jot form, click the box. I'm like, oh, I had no idea, but she clicked yes. I reached out to her, did the follow-up. I asked her to join. She said yes. Number 8, new contact at an event. She signed up right up in my booth on my phone. I said, here's the website. You want to do it? Just like that, literally. As she was in my booth looking around, I noticed she had a big wish list and she liked a lot of different things. And I was like, you really should just be a consultant. It's only $40. I asked her and she said yes. Number 9, new contact at an event. She signed up right in my booth. I asked her. She said yes. Number 10, customer of mine for 2 years. I've never talked to her about becoming a consultant. She has purchased from me multiple times over the last 2 years, diffusers, wax, warmers. Even her husband was into wax and warmers. She'd bring him by to like buy Scentsy and stuff like that. She started saying that she wanted several things from the Harvest collection. And then she decided, I want so many things. Maybe I should just be a consultant. So I talked to her about it. She joined. Number 11, customer for 6 years. 6 years. This was again, Jotform. Jotform. I've never talked to this. Actually, I think this customer has hosted with me one time. They hosted a party and I offered the party flip at that time. They said no. In fact, they said, I've been a consultant for other direct sales companies and I'll probably never do direct sales ever again. So I said, that's fine, cool, no problem. And I never asked her again because I didn't want to bother her or pressure her or push her. But she clicked that on the catalog Jotform request. Yes, but something. So I reached out to her. She joined. Number 12, new contact at an event. They signed up right in my booth. It was her and 2 other friends. And they were all looking for a local Scentsy rep and couldn't find anybody local. And I said, why don't one of you just sign up and be the local person? She signed up right in my booth. Number 13, new contact at an event. Signed up. She was a first timer ever trying or buying Scentsy. In fact, she came up to my booth and said, I don't really do scents. I get a lot of headaches. And I was able to talk with her about the science of Scentsy, the quality of our fragrances, other customers' experiences who also have had bad experiences with fragrances in other companies. She ended up buying a warmer in 6 bars, went home that night, became obsessed, joined that night. We talked about it right in my booth. Number 14, new contact that I met at an event. She came into my booth and she was Scentsy obsessed. She walked into my booth and she goes, hey, do you have that new laundry bundle that came out with the Harvest collection? And I was like, who are you? And how do you know that? Right? Like people know we have warmers and wax, but when someone knows like a specific product from a specific collection, that means that they're like big Scentsy fans. She's Scentsy obsessed. She's into it, right? And so I let her smell lots of different things in my booth and we talked about Scentsy a lot. And I was like, look, really, you should just do this. You love Scentsy. This is crazy. Okay. She joined. That was how I met and or got the people to join 14 recruits in 40 days. Almost, there were 2 out of the 14 that just joined without me asking, just so you know. So 12 out of the 14 joined because I asked them to join. Now, why do you want to recruit? Why do you want to recruit? Because if you want to build the business, you build the people. If you want to build the business, you build the people. It's not going to be about how much you can sell. It's not going to be about what new kind of cute samples you can make. It's not going to be about, did you design the coolest Canva flyer? If you want to build the business, you build the people. And you can't build the people if you don't first recruit them. People are what build your business and build your income in the long run. You know this quote, you want to go fast, you go alone. You want to go far, you go together. That's why you want to recruit. That's exactly how this business works. You want to go far, you go together, you go with other people. You share what you have here. We have something really cool and incredible and amazing. And you share that really cool, incredible, amazing thing with others, and you guys get to go far together. You can only go so far alone in this business. You can only sell so much Scentsy every month. Okay? If you want to make, let's see, let's just do the math right now, really quick. Okay? So let's take Amanda Halsey's PRV this month, for example, 7,500 PRV. If you make 30% commission, just commission on that, that's $2,250. That's a nice chunk of change if you could make $2,250 every single month, right? Do you think it's realistic for you to do 23 parties every single month? Back to 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 back and never quit? No. However, Amanda Halsey is doing what we call massive action. She's taking massive action in her business. Your business should have periods in it when you take massive action. But Amanda Halsey can also make $2,250 by selling $1,000 or $2,000 and building a team of people who also experience the joy and beauty of Scentsy, who also make money, right? That's duplicatable and that's buildable. And if you want to build the business, you build the people. If you want to build the business, you build the people. You can only sell so much Scentsy personally. You can only go so far alone. All right. So here's what I do. And here's what I have done to set myself up to have that successful 40 days where I recruited 14 people. Number one, I build relationships. It's very simple. I have built relationships from the very beginning of my business. My business from day one has been focused on meeting people, connecting with people, getting connected on social. Okay. Everyone who wasn't like a new contact that I met at the event and signed up in my booth, right? Every contact that I have, I was connected with on social. Every person who joined, we were connected on social in some way, which means I had spent time cultivating those relationships, getting to know them, knowing about their families, their lives, their jobs, where they work, what kind of fragrances they like, building relationships and knowing and anticipating like, what are they into this season so I could meet their needs and be an excellent consultant. I build relationships when I meet someone at an event. Sometimes, often I'll be like, hey, are we friends on Facebook? Like right there in my booth. If you're doing parties, you should say that same thing at the party. Like, hey, let's be friends, and friend them right there on Facebook. Make that social connection. Do the same thing with Instagram, if that's your jam, or TikTok or Pinterest or whatever is like your mode of social. Do that there. I also have a banner that I hang in my booth with a QR code to my Instagram. So they can scan that QR code, goes right to my Instagram, and they can click follow. And what I do every event is I say, hey, I'm doing a giveaway. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll be entered into the giveaway. Okay. And that's a way for me to connect with someone that's so much more valuable than me grabbing their address or whatever. That social connection, I already have the ability to DM them. They can watch my life from afar if they want to. I can watch their lives, etc. From the very beginning, everything has been relationship and just very life focused, like doing life together. Number two, I have a recruiting mindset all day, every day. I have a recruiting mindset all day, every day. And I know that if I experience dry spells in my business of like dry recruiting spells, it's because I am not in that recruiting mindset. It's because I'm not doing the actions that I do when I'm in the recruiting mindset, which is really just asking people hello. That's like the biggest thing, okay? But I'm pretty much always seeing how this could help someone or how this could fit them and or meet a need for them, which means I am a listener above all else. I'm listening, I'm looking, I'm watching. If it's on social, I'm reading. I'm looking for ways that this business can benefit someone's life, that it can make their lives better. If someone's a school teacher, I know that they have the summer off, and this could be something fun that they could do in the summer. That's a pretty easy one, blanket, like, okay, that's an easy way to look for a way for this to benefit someone else. If I know that someone has like little kids and they just need like adult social, okay, here we go. I see people all the time on social media who are struggling to pay their bills or can't afford groceries, right? Okay, perfect. Scentsy, we have a way. You've heard me say this before, but this is what I say. Everyone has a problem and Scentsy is their solution. We all have problems of some sort. Everyone has a problem. That doesn't mean like you got a problem. That's not what I mean. Like everyone has a problem that Scentsy can be a solution for, whether that is community or a positive place or extra cash or something to call their own or something to do in the summer. Everyone has a problem and Scentsy is their solution. So be a person who looks for the problems so that you're able to offer Scentsy as a solution. Number three, I'm consistent AF. I am consistent AF. And I can very honestly say that, what's the word? Proudly? I don't know. People trust me because I do what I say I'm going to do, because I don't company hop, and because the proof is in the pudding. I earn awards, I earn trips, there are results. People trust me. I am consistent AF. I have never left. I've never quit following up. I've never ghosted on somebody. I've never just stopped posting about my business. I've never just like not sent out catalogs one catalog season. I've never like let my website get turned off. right? I'm consistent AF, and that builds trust. So for example, think about one of those recruits came from a referral from a previous recruit, someone who was on my team before, referred this person to me, and she just signed up plainly, sight unseen, basically, because of that trust that I had built with that other person. I'm also like exactly the same all the time, in person, in real life, and on social media. Like, what you see is what you get. You're always going to get the real me. I'm not going to be like one way around one person and one way around another. Like, I'm just always going to be the same JA all the time. That's part of being consistent. Okay. Number 4, I ask. I ask people. If you're not recruiting, the reality is you are probably not asking. And you might be like, "Ugh, but I asked my 2 best customers and they both said no." 2 ain't enough, sis. I love you, but 2 ain't enough. Do you know how many people in my booth that I was like, you should just join Scentsy, that were like, no. And they walked away, or they said no, or they just like, I'll think about it, which we all know means no, right? You know how many people I asked that had that response? I should keep track for you someday. I'm like, how many, I'm gonna do that sometime. I'm gonna keep a tally of how many people say no, because I had 5 people sign up in my booth from that event, but probably over 100 people that I asked that said no. I recruited 14 people in 40 days because I ask, and I ask a lot. And if you're like, I don't know what to say, let me help you. Okay. Pretty simple. I got a few ways that I really simply talk about it. The first thing you can always say is like, have you ever thought about doing this? If you've got someone who loves Scentsy, who buys from you consistently, or I mean, whatever, it's just even asking you a question like, how much did you make? Or like, do you have fun? Or like, you're doing a really great job. If someone gives you a compliment as a consultant, you should ask them, have you ever thought about doing this? That can be the easiest way to ask someone to join. What I did with a lot of people in my booth, when they joined and they presented me with a problem saying like, I can't find anybody local, or my consultant quit on me, you know what I say? Well, why don't you just become a consultant? And you guys might think that is so simply and so stupid, but it literally is that simple. And you're sitting there overcomplicating it, which is why you're not asking. You just have to say things like, why don't you be a consultant? Have you ever thought about doing what I do? It's really not that hard. Another thing that I like to do is when someone comes into my booth, for example, the gal who was like, hey, do you have that Harvest Collection laundry? When someone comes to my booth, they know the name of a fragrance, or they have a warmer, then they're like, I have this one and this one and this one. I'll look and I'll be like, are you a consultant? Seriously. I'll just ask them, are you a consultant? And sometimes they'll be like, yeah. And I'm like, well, why don't you say something nice to meet you? But most of the time they're like, no, I just love Scentsy. But that's a perfect open door for me to be able to talk to them about, you should just do this. It's only $40. Or like, you don't have to sell a lot, or you can just do it as a hobby. It doesn't, you don't have to, like, it's a super easy segue to talk about it. The reality is it's in my mouth and on my lips all the time. I'm always asking people to join. And that's why I've recruited so much. Number 5, and I think this is a really big one. I use the tools that Scentsy gives us. Scentsy gives us so many incredible tools to recruit and build a business. The biggest tool we have right now is the $40 join special. Whenever Scentsy releases a new tool, I'm going to take that sucker and I'm going to run with it. The $40 join special may not be for, like, I had people join in August who got the $99 kit, but they got that extra warmer and the extra 5 harvest bars. Those weren't the people to offer the $40 kit to. But Scentsy is now giving me this tool, so I'm going to take it and offer it to those type of people who a $40 kit could benefit. Okay, I'm going to use the tools that Scentsy gives us. Let me tell you this: when we don't have a join special, we always have a join special. You know what it is? Earn a kit, host exclusive starter kit, We always have a join special. People can always join for free. They can always join for $59. They can always join for $39. There's always a join special, and that's a host exclusive starter kit. And as a side note, a party flip is like one of the best ways to get someone to start a business. It's instant PRV, it's instant success. They're probably a shooting star off the beginning. I'm telling you, we always have a join special, and it's the Earn a Kit. Use the tools that Scentsy gives you no matter the season. And lastly, here's this one I'm going to leave you with. Number 6, I am not afraid of recruiting my best customers. I know a lot of you are like, that is a lot of PRV for me to give up if I take my best customer and ask them to join. When you have the mindset of building a business, you are not afraid to go find your new next best customer. There's always going to be a new best customer for you. When your mindset is building, you know that you will go find someone else because there is enough for everyone. This is abundance mentality versus a scarcity mentality. Okay? Scarcity mentality keeps you back from, holds you back from recruiting your best customer. A scarcity mindset is trash, basically. A scarcity mindset says there's not enough to go around. You get hyper fixed on things. You have like short-term coping mechanisms. There's a lot of jealousy. There's stress. There's ultimately like failure from a scarcity mindset. A scarcity mindset says this is too hard. There's not enough to go around. I cannot. But the abundance mindset says there's enough room for everyone. There's enough success for everyone. There's enough sales for everyone. There are enough customers for everyone. There are enough recruits for everyone. There's enough money for everyone. This is not too hard. This is not something you can't do. An abundance mindset is what ultimately decides if you're going to recruit your best customer or not. And honestly, an abundance mindset is a great way to shape your worldview and the way that you view your business and what's available to you and to the people that you recruit. It's a beautiful way to operate. Abundance, there's enough for everybody. There's all the seats at the table. There is enough room for everyone to be an SSD up in here. There is enough room for everybody to be making 6 figures, 5-figure monthly paychecks, 6-figure monthly paychecks. There's enough room for everyone to have 7,500 PRV and 23 parties like Amanda Halsey. There is enough room for everyone to recruit 14 people in 40 days. This is not too hard for you. All of these things I said, is any of that like crazy you can't do it? No. Can you be a listener? Can you look for problems that Scentsy can solve? Can you ask people? Can you have an abundance mindset? Can you be consistent? Can you use the tools that Scentsy gives you? Can you build relationships? Can you have a recruiting mindset all day, every day? Yeah, you can. None of these things I said are not for you. They're all for you. So who's going to go recruit? We got 4 days left for the $40 join special. I would love to see literally everyone on this call add 1 more person before the month is over. At least. I'm at 9. I feel like I have to be at 10, don't you? I feel like I have to be at 10. Let me stop the recording here for YouTube. Bye, YouTube.